Okay, that'll definitely be the point where it's like, okay, now on to the next part. After 57 minutes, that's the cutoff point. Now we're into part 100, whatever it was. So, is there anything for me to say before we finally leave this torturous place called Tartarus? The protagonist kind of like, he's briefly looking at us and he's like, well, you gonna do anything or what? I'm just standing here, with my hands in my pockets. Did I even have anything to say? Was I going to say anything? I can't remember. Trouble with me, I could have a thought, but it could easily just disappear from my mind instantaneously. Yep, I have that. You have a thought, and you know, unless you get that thought across right away, it will be gone pretty quickly. Happens to me a lot when I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look this up, and then I get my internet browser up and like, okay, I'm gonna look this up. But first, let me see what videos are, you know, in my subscriptions today. And by the time I'm finished with that, I'm like, the hell was I gonna look up again? So annoying. And it happens quite a lot. Well, that's the end of it for today. May I ask you something? Do you think anyone suspects that I am a robot? Nah. Then no adjustments are necessary. What if I said maybe? Maybe. Do I lack human mannerisms? From now on, I will attempt to mimic various to avoid detection. You probably end up making yourself look even more suspicious. I'm gonna actually check her off. Group is now 29. Wait, what month are we in? 29? Oh, we're completing the Chariot. I was a bit confused because it's like suggested link Chariot 10 because it's going to match up. Just for the record, I do have a Chariot. Yes, I do. And just for the other record, what about the other? God Emperor, and I have Fortune, and do I have Strength? Yes, I do. I have all the ones I need for, you know, the day's lead. We're good to go. Super good. You go to practice. Yeah, come up with them. Yeah, it takes dedication, but no one's more dedicated. But let's go. You won't be happy now because this is the last time we're gonna hang out with him. Unless he, you know, randomly pops up in some random scene. They're going high school practice field. Practice team is giving it everything they've got. We're gonna have some fun. Yeah, it's fun to stand around doing nothing. I actually went to the beach a while ago. During a was it over the weekend? It was close to the weekend. That bloody weekend, it freaking clearly was weekend. Just way too boring. Too boring. I went to the beach with my sister, kids, and my dad, and I just stood there like some kind of royal guard or something. I felt completely out of my element just standing there at the beach and just like probably giving off a look of just pissed off. I feel like I give off that face when I'm out in public. I I'm not sure to what extent. How's your kneecaps? Not so good. I can't put too much weight on this. You should take a break. Sorry, but can you give cat a leg massage? No problem. Hey, let me see your leg. Honestly, I thought it's just like literally, give him my leg. It's like, okay. Ow! Here's my leg. It's like, what are you fool? Sorry, Miss Pratt. It's me. Don't worry about it. Besides, it's for your nephew, right? I'm really sorry. Have the practice decided to go back and go. Except you didn't, because you're gonna run into him on the way to live. Just in high school, it's up to you. Go! I like how they added that information. It's like in front of the gate, as if we kind of forgot where in the school this was. Be free. I need to talk to you. What about? Well, I don't want anyone out here. This seems a bit tense. Let's go somewhere else. We left let's go with Kazushi, then he takes us to his bedroom and I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here now? You know what, did I strip mall, walk up to your restaurant, you know, one of the many, well, not many, but a few places you can go to eat and boost your stats and stuff. Except if you do that even once, you're not going to max out everything socially. Even if you got all your stats maxed out, and you would just do it out of curiosity, you'd still probably not be able to max them all out. Because this game has some bullshit restraints on it where it's like, you gotta do everything backwards. You gotta be perfect with the time. You gotta be on there 100% every day that's available socially. And it's gotta be the right socials or you're screwed. The scent of broiled fish filled. Where should I begin? It's full of mess in that brain. First, let me give you this. Playing sports day. So that's gonna be, you know, our classic end of social link item we get where it's like, this is a sign of our true bond of friendship. And I think you get something similar like that from another character in that either Persona 4 or 5, maybe even both. It feels like such a random thing. Like here's hey, this is a sign of our friendship. Then again, you know, I didn't pay attention to what he's just saying that, so you know, it does have, you know, sentimental value aside from just being, you know, here man, like with Yosuke, it's like, here, we just beat the crap out of each other. You know, just like let off some steam. Here's a band-aid, man. That's the sign of our bond of friendship. It's like we've got, you know, they're good friends, but it's such a stupid item to have as, you know, this is the one you get at the end of the social. You know? Never give it. Good luck. So much that I can never use them. If you get hurt during practice, it can come in handy. Don't suppose I could use it in practice. Only to be the first to know. I made up my mind. I'm gonna have surgery to fix my knee. What about the promise? I probably can't keep that promise. I'll have to sleep. Lucy is laughing at me. It's not like I gave up or am these. I don't want the whole team to suffer because of me and my head. Even if I manage to win, I don't think I feel good about that. Honestly, shouldn't that be enough? Him, you know, going through the surgery, you show. Because isn't that thing his nephew doesn't want to go through surgery? It's like show him you go through surgery and be like, look, I toughed it out so you can tough it out. You know, that kind of thing. All I thought about was winning. When coach was grilling you about my knee, I realized I can't keep thinking over myself. Same time, I can't just give up on winning since that's part of who I am. For now, I won't worry about winning races. Instead, focus on winning back my head. I can't keep asking for help all the time, but I do want to thank you for the help. Seems Kazushi truly appreciates your friendship. The relationship is strong. You know, I've only just now remembered something I was going to ramble about, but I'll save it for after this. I say that, and remember how I said if I focus on anything, I will immediately forget what I was gonna say? But hopefully I'll remember. Mysterious voice rings in your head. Thou art I, and I am thou. The bond thou hast nurtured hath finally matured. The innermost power of the Chariot arcana hath been set. You bestow upon me the ability to create Thor, the ultimate form of the Chariot arcana. You know, Thor, who will be demoted to one of the stronger Chariot personas in Persona 4 and 5, but not the strongest because, you know, we changed them sometimes. But you know, we can finally do that Thunder Justice or whatever it's called. In fact, I think we've actually got the other persona already, I think, maybe. At the very least, if I haven't got it currently as part of my personas that I've got on me at the moment, I could probably get it out of, you know, video, because I'm pretty sure I've got it. You just need that one and 4, perform it, and bam! And 4, despite being the ultimate persona, he's only like level 52 or something like that, so, you know, we just need 2 more levels and we'll be able to use it. It's weird, some of the personas in these games, I guess, because they expect you to complete certain social links faster than others, so the ones that are later in the game will have it so that their personas, you know, ultimate personas are much higher level than the ones from the early game. I guess that's the logic behind it. Track Team Social Link has reached its maximum level. You've mastered Track Team Social Link. Try to create personas of the Chariot arcana has reached its maximum. You'll form the bond that cannot be broken. Unlike his, what was his ankle? His knee? I forget. Chariot Social Link is at its maximum level. You can now create 4 from Mighty Joe. I'm gonna go tell my nephew what happened and offer to go through rehab. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Honestly, he should have thought about that when it happened to begin with. You know, tough it out. Well, he did tough it out, but I mean tough it out as in, you know, I gotta go for the surgery, so you should go for the surgery, right? We'll go for it together, yeah? We'll see you through, man. Wonder which one of us will go first. After all, he wants to be killed like before. Then they just re-injure themselves in effort to compete with each other. You and Kazushi hung out for a while. So after that chicken brown cow.
Hi, how was your day?
Koda-kun, have you been able to figure out why the machine on the command room is malfunctioning? Mitsuru Senpai asked me to take a look, but I have no idea what's wrong with this. It seems to break down once a month around. Oh, but don't worry, it doesn't affect our missions or anything. It's just a sneak peek into the lives of the main characters. That's literally all it is. You just kind of see a camera feed of, you know, the inside of a character's room. In the case of the first one, you just see a Kutsky just making stupid, random, pun-based jokes to himself as he's writing down notes in the command room. But anyways, on to what I remembered. You know, my headcanon for the Persona games, you know, despite how they kind of clearly distance the games from, you know, Persona 1 and 2, Persona 2 games, here's my headcanon on all this, right? Because it's confirmed that the butterfly in Persona 3 and Persona 4 is Filemon, who is the guy who gives out the Persona. He's like some kind of otherworldly deity-like thing. He hands out the Personas. And my headcanon is, because, you know, it's confirmed that he's the butterfly in 3 and 4. Not so much on 5, because it's like, no, this is this character instead. It's like, don't fuck with the formula, Atlas. Don't screw with the law. But anyways, my headcanon is, you know, after the events of the 2 Persona 2 games, Firemon's like, okay, hands off, Ego, you take the road here, you go off here like that. So I explained that earlier as well. So you got that, but also, my headcanon, right, all these enemies you tend to come across that are like main antagonists in these games, right? What if all of the big ones that all like bring about destruction and stuff like that, what if they're all elements of Neo Left Hand, the antagonist of the early Persona games. It would make sense. It would be a good kind of continuity of the lore, I feel. Yeah? Neo Left have been all sneaky like it. Yeah, Fireman, you're not gonna get involved. I'm not gonna get involved. Well, not directly anyway. I'll just let add a little bit of chaos here and there. Because Neo Left, I guess he's Professor Chaos as well. Imagine that. The antagonist of all of Persona is basically Butters from South Park. Now, it's kind of wild though that the antagonist is freaking Neo Left Hand. Lovecraftian Neo Left Hand, that's just wild. It's like he does appear in the end, towards the end of the game of Persona 1, but it doesn't really get established properly, but I hear he's a pretty big dickhead and ultimate villain in Persona 2. It's like, it feels like the games were Filemon and Neo Left Hand in a game of human chess. It's like, okay, I will grant them these personas and show you, that humanity's, ability to change, adapt, whatever to grow is better than what you feel will just lead to ruin and destruction and all that. And the other says like, yeah, right, I'll just do a bit of biggie baggy boop and we will scream. It feels like they're the opposites of each other. It feels like they could do a lot more with that in the future if they decide to bring those elements back with those characters. I don't know, man, it'd be interesting. Have them actually feel like there's some connection, rather than just like casual TV references of characters from earlier games. Actually have it so you actually feel like the games are connected. And that's another thing that annoys me. I thought about as well yesterday. Persona 4, tone-wise, maybe not. Well, maybe actually. To an extent. Feels like it's the closest to the first Persona games. In that they don't get their personas, or rather they don't summon their personas in the way that they do in 3 and 5. 3 and 5 feel like the odd ones out. Fitly enough, they are odd-numbered games. No, in Persona 1 and presumably Persona 2, you just summon your personas. There's no gimmick attached. I mean, there is with the whole fusion stuff, but aside from that, I mean, I guess Persona 4 does as well. You gotta face your inner self. But my point is the way you summon the personas. It's a persona summons, persona summons, persona summons. Meanwhile, Persona 3, you got this what was it called again? What did they call the gun? Evoker or whatever the hell it was called. You gotta use that. And in Persona 5, you gotta rip off a freaking masquerade mask to summon your personas. Persona 4, you just have to say Persona, and bam, your persona's there. It feels more closest to the original game. It's like, what's up with that? The continuity is so fucked on these games when it comes to how they get their personas and how they summon them. It feels such a mess. It feels like, here's my headcanon, right? Filemon might not be actively involved, but it feels like he's like, whenever danger threatens, he's like, I am going to grant some people the ability to use Persona, but I will only give 1, maybe 2 if I'm feeling like, well, I don't know. But the protagonist, he will get the ability to use multiple personas. Everyone else, they only get the 1. Gotta limit these things, man. Things got chaotic when I just hand them all out like Pokemon cards. It's kinda got a bit crazy. Maybe that's what it's like, It's like whenever danger comes, it's like, I will choose someone with potential. You will be our champion, and the people around you will also awaken their persona, except in Persona 3 here where it's completely irrelevant to us. It's like they already had the persona before we even got it. I mean, I guess Fuka got her persona, but she already had it. So it's a bit different than Persona 4 and 5, where they awaken to it. And go back to Metaphor, it's the exact same shit. It's like you get a point where it's like, okay, the character is like, you're the person who did this. I'll hate you and you're not gonna get away with this. Awakens to the ability to use Archetype, which is, you know, just make the big persona. It's the exact same scenario, you know, the character meets a point and they awaken to the ability. Which is kind of part of why, even though you can switch them out with all different ones, it feels weird to do so, because that's the one they work to, man. It feels weird to be like, okay, you awoke to the ability of the knight. Good for you. Why not be a healer for, you know, the next 5 hours or so? You know? You gotta switch your archetype up. I haven't done it like that. I've actually switched it to mage. Because the second level in the knight requires both the regular knight and the mage to be at certain levels, which is kind of weird. I guess it makes sense because it's like a kind of hybrid evolution. But still, honestly, I prefer to just like switch it to a mage and just inherit one of the better abilities because the freaking knight kind of sucks. I felt like I was just doing her normal attacks more than anything else because, well, everything was more defense based. But, yeah. Another thing I haven't mentioned about Medical is there's a very predictable point in the story early on, right? With a certain character, I won't say who. And if you paid, well, I'll really look at it again. I'm near the point in the game where it's like, okay, the second proper dungeon is available. Go through there and solve the problem. That's where I am in the game, right? A whole 30 hours later. But somewhere in those 30 hours early on, back before, right around, you know, near the first dungeon, a certain event happened, right? And in the lead up to that, I was like, I'm looking at this certain, shall we say, tropes starting to form, and I'm like, ooh, I can see where this is going. Well, I can't say anymore because of the spoiler, but you probably know what I mean. When that moment happened, did anyone not see that coming? There were so many moments in the game leading up to that. From one point where it's like, you got this, and then you got this, and then you introduced to this and that, and you're just like, ooh. You're getting a lot of tropes that aren't, too Am I making it too obvious who I'm talking about? I hope so if you've actually played it, but not to the point where you're like, figure out what exactly I'm alluding to happens in the game. Because then you play the game like, well, you'll probably get to that point and be like, ah, yeah, I can see what you mean now. But really, who didn't see it coming? Ridiculous. Almost as ridiculous as my rambling. I'm amazed by our senpai. Even though our battles with shadows are coming to an end, they don't seem to be at all. And then again, they were the first members of Siege, so they have a lot of experience. Next operation's coming up soon. Get more and more nervous as the days get closer. Only 3 more to go. Can't lose. It'll only take 7 years. The operation will be on October 4th. We must be prepared for it. That's another thing I've been thinking as well. Finally get around to let's playing Pokemon wherever it's going. Trouble is, I've been putting it on hold this whole time because everything that happened last year. And I wanted to at least wait until 2 things. One, my schedule was cleared up where I didn't have any recordings to, you know, catch up on. And 2, you know, 1 full year passed since my mother passed. And the latter is, you know, passed now. And the former is, well, that's where I'm here now. Need to record this, edit it, and maybe, provided I can be bothered, maybe I will try to start that Let's Play, but I don't know. like my Switch hasn't even been charged. I'm not sure if it's even plugged in, honestly. So I need to have it charged, and then I've got to insert the game for the first time ever, and hope that it auto updates, because I hear that game's buggy as shit. I don't know how much the any patches will fix it, but I hear that's a bit of a mess. I just don't know what to expect. Dude, my racing with Jory was totally ambushed. You want to hear about it? Yeah, tell me more. I'm always at a hustle, right? Well, it's all back. What's the tip to this? Dude, she's so annoying. She's always asking me these fast questions. When she's not doing that, she's telling me I just have to leave this fast business house. So it ruins all my precious time with Jory. Man, I wish she would just leave me alone. You had all this void, dudes. Nah. Oh, never mind. What if I said yes? I mean, we've already been through this conversation before. It's like interesting. I didn't see what the big deal was. I thought people didn't care for these things. Some people care. Happy syndrome isn't a disease. They're like you and me, just a little more tired. Please show your kindness by calling the number on the screen. You shows the total donations that have been sent to the Happy Syndrome Celebrity Telephone Hotline. What? Are they exploiting this shit? Next to news. You know, that's another thing. You know, in the Persona games, the world of Persona games, you know, it all comes down to we ultimately save the world in a way, you know? Which is just classic JRPG tropes that just never seems to go away. I mean, are there any JRPGs that are a little lower on the scale? It's like you accomplish something by the end of the game, sure. We don't save the entire world. Why is it always going to escalate so much? You know, one that really bugged me with that isn't an RPG necessarily, but Corpse Party. Was it Blood Drive? It was the sequel, one of the sequels on PS Vita. They had to freaking escalate the plot to such an absurd degree. It's like, the world might be destroyed if we don't stop it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why can't you just have a simple story about, you know, this haunted school where if you end up in it, you're fucked. You might get out alive, but chances are low. You know, it's a horror game, goddammit. You don't have to freaking bring on the full apocalypse scenario. And I hated that game for no reason is the stupid freaking magical girl bullshit they added in. It's like, what the fuck were they thinking? It's supposed to be a horror game. First Corpse Party actually had genuinely, you know, had atmosphere. Sure, there was a shit ton of screaming and crying and all that, but that's kind of the expected freaking horrifying scenario they were in. But, you know, there was a genuine threat to it. You're like, oh shit, these characters are in a real bad place here. Whereas you introduce these stupid characters and it's like, well, there goes the threat to this place. It's just like, all that goes right up. It's terrible. Me, nervous. All you can do is fight with all you guys. You know what, that'd be my special ability if I were a video game character in some kind of RPG. I would have the ability to ramble at my enemies, which causes them to either get confused or slow them down, or maybe both. Because they'll be like, what are you talking about? And by the time they realize that they just wasted their time rambling, they're like, son of a bitch, I missed my turn, you bastard! I'm gonna kick your ass next turn. Arf. Alright then, I'm off to bed then. Oh wait, I could go see Devil Guy. Nice. There's his silver caps. Really backed out. You know what, Tanaka? I can't be bothered. I'm going to bed. Got plenty of time to max those social links out. I don't need to do it every single time. And honestly, my main reason for not doing that is simply because I don't want to have to scroll down the screen to get to the points where, you know, You got the choices for his social link in the walkthrough, and then have to scroll all the way back up to where we are in the walkthrough. Too tedious. Hey, how's it going? Pretty good. Pretty mediocre. That's great, same here. Let's own that next shadow and make the world a better place, huh? Now, another thing I forgot to mention was rambling. The whole point of me rambling about trope about, you know, they saved the world and all that. But you know, you got a lot of characters in the world that just like, you know, aside from your friends, everyone just seems, well, not everyone, but you know, you got a lot of characters that are just like some douchey people. It's like, what? Just fuck it. Yo, Koda, fastest history. I'm looking ahead to the future. You too, right? If you ever need help, don't be afraid to ask. Out on me. Ooh, unbreakable bond for you. Now we don't have to go to practice. So, who we hanging out with today? We're going to finally hear what's his face. What I'm hearing where. I'm pretty sure I've never advanced it as far into the social link, so this is all going to be new for me. Like a kind of high school or student council. I'm not found on various student council projects. Hours fly by as you work on the tasks. How do the hours fly by? How long are we here for? The other day I was talking about the cigarette butt in the bully's trap. Teachers want the students to be expelled as soon as I find out who it is. That's a bit harsh, isn't it? I mean, if they're doing it consistently and don't learn after a firm warning, then, you know. I mean, maybe suspend, but expel? I guess this is one of those schools that's like, no, we gotta keep the image. Even though, you know, that whole institute and the teacher covering it up and shit. You're like, oh, she's been missing for a while now. And people worry about it, you know. Let's try to keep them down low, you know? Think of our parents. Think about the school reputation. Mitsu was like, I'm gonna see to it that you pay for that. But he's still teaching at the school, so I guess they didn't fire him. Student girls' room is getting noisy. Exposure. She looks exhausted. So, Makoto-kun, what do you do? That smells punishment. Honestly, I thought it just said, you should suffer. Really? I mean, I was thinking maybe Hitotoshi is like, you know what? That seems a bit harsh. But no, the correct choice here to, you know, get his good graces is he should suffer. I think so too. I think we should bring back, you know, death penalty. Wait a minute, doesn't Japan still have death penalty? Wow. He wouldn't be old enough for the death penalty. What? He should at the very least get the cane. Hitotoshi seems tall. I can imagine that it's like, you're gonna get that cane. And they're like, oh no, don't bring out the cane. It's like, the cane? I said cane. And then, Pyro, the wrestler Kane comes in and choke slams. Like, told you I was gonna bring in Kane. It seems torn. I think once I catch the culprits, I'll give him good news. After all, the point is to try and prevent it from happening again. It'd be great if I could get people like him to change their ways. I don't sympathize with students who break the rules, but we're kicking the bad kids out really makes school a better place. You know, that's one thing I think about sometimes when it comes to, you know, how society works. As you know, prison serves two purposes. In some people's minds, it just serves one purpose, and that is punish the bastards. But then you got the other side of it, rehabilitation. It feels like it never really kind of goes that way more often. It's like you go to prison, come out, reoffend, go back in. it's just like, it's like they get in trouble, they get out, they get in trouble again, get back in, and they go just like, please tell me, senpai, teach me your ways, how to, you know, not keep going to prison. It's like, look, I've been at this game for a long time, and I really do have to tell you this. Why the fuck would you ask a person who's been in prison for years how not to get stuck in jail, you dumb fuck? But I don't know, it feels like, you know, some criminals actually kind of end up like seeing prison as a school as well, in a sense. You know, it's like, no, you could do it this way or that way, I don't know. But, you know, sometimes it does work where, you know, they generally, you know, rehabilitation and all that. But it feels like when you really step back and think about it, even if the rehabilitation works out, and they generally, you know, feel that whatever the crime they did, maybe it's a lesser crime. You know, if it's a serious crime, fair enough. Even if they did, you know, you'd still be like, yeah, you still did that. But you know, like especially like Japan, for example, you know, because in Persona 5, you're kind of seen as a monster in a way, I guess, because like you've got a criminal record because you got the false accusation of assault from some rich douchebag who drunkenly hurt himself while trying to swing at him. I can't remember how to put that. But you know, because he got down his record, everyone judged him. You know? It feels like in that kind of scenario, it's like, what can you do? Even if you are rehabilitated, what can you really do when you basically become an outcast? Then it's just like, how the hell are they gonna, you know, become, you know, it's a regular person that's part of society if the only thing available to them is probably a life of crime because everyone else rejects it. It's like, the world's kind of fucked when you really think about it. World's fucked even without that aside. Society is one big heap of a mess. I don't know why I'm complaining. It's really not like it. I guess I'm just confused because that was helpless. I'll have more power if I do what people want and win his trust, and then people will happy. Watch me, Makoto-kun, I'll work my way to the top. By standing on the top of other people. Kazushi said no. Relationship is strong now. Serious voice in your head. I know that's another thing in life as well, you know? You could work real hard and still not really get much anywhere. Because you know what other element comes into success in life? Luck. It feels like sometimes in life it's less about what you know, it's who you know. If you don't have that connection, you have a rough time. Thou time, I am thou. Thou shalt have a lesson when thou choose to create a persona of the Empire. Student Council Social Link has reached level 7. And I guess that's why, you know, sociopaths kind of, and psychopaths, I guess. At least the ones that, you know, aren't violent anyway. Or are able to not be violent, to an extent. You know, kind of tend to thrive. You know, get high positions and stuff like that. Because, you know, they have no feeling where it's just like, I don't care that I'm trampling on these people's lives, ruining people's lives. You know? I don't care about others, it's all me. Me. And so they get to the top by standing on top of other people. Again, the world's a fucked place, man. Anyway, Student Council Social Link has reached level 7. That great person's the upper comes room. I think one of the worst things about it is that, you know, people that have a lot of power in life just seem to just get away with a lot more than anyone can get. It's like someone, like, say someone, I don't know, they missed their bills a few times. It's like, alright, heavy fine, maybe in jail time. Like, super rich person, runs over a person while drink driving. Ah, slap on the wrist. Ah, he's just being a lad. You know what I mean? Kind of fucked. Getting dark out. It's getting dark out. The mood is getting dark as well. Jesus Christ, what is this? Oh, that's not even a conversation, because I'm the only one talking. I would be kind of freaked out if Hitoshi just suddenly started to fight. Like, okay man, I think I'm losing my mind. I have some work to do. I'm going to make a list of suspects. To go home together. So I'll get back to the normal.
Where have you been?
You know, school, basically. Next Sunday is most likely the day. Something to worry about, though. I'm sure it'll be fine. Well, you can count on me. Wait a minute, is it just me, or does your reaction sound serious about change? And I just recalled. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? I forgot to check the stupid thing. All my rambling, I clearly forgot that I was, told by Fuka yesterday. And the equipment's acting faulty again, go check it out. It's, extra little cutscene. Good God, how many floors does this place have? Oh wait, that's the roof. Gotta be confused by the layouts. It's a bag of consoles. There seems to be a new recording. Who's it gonna be this time? Fuka, maybe? 7:50 2009. 17:05:38. Beginning playback. Where were you at that hour on that date in 2009? Yeah, it's Fuka. Why is she in her swimsuit?
I wonder if I should have gone for the one-piece suit instead.
Oh wait, was this like right up before we went to Mitsuru's father's place? Or was it not long after? Because that was during the summer, wasn't it? And that was a long time ago now. That was last year.
These halter-top bikinis look almost like underwear.
I mean, honestly, doesn't swimsuits kind of just look like underwear? They're basically just underwear that you can wear outdoors and not feel too exposed. Which is kind of weird when you think about it.
It feels weird to have my belly button exposed. Now that I think about it, this is my first time choosing my own swimsuit. But there wasn't much of a selection with the one-piece ones. I wonder if I should ask Yukari-chan for one last opinion. Although, I don't really exercise, so I probably wouldn't look very good standing next to her. Oh, right! I have just the thing! The low-frequency waist slimmer pad I bought from Tanaka's show.
She got it from Shady Tanaka? Really? I know I keep rambling, but it is kind of on topic in this case. But I guess that's like a kind of thing they just added to the game. It's like, okay, let's give a little extra scenes of characters doing their own things in their rooms and all that, but from an actual real perspective outside of, it being gameplay, what the fuck is going on in this place? It's like, okay, so have they got this camera that just recorded her as she's, wearing her swimsuit in her room, just, preparing for when we go to the beach and is, a bit self-conscious about how she'll look. It seems a bit dodgy, doesn't it?
It said online it was very effective for its price, so if it helps even a little before we leave... Now, let's see. How do I turn this on?
Oh, yeah, I remember this now.
Oh, no! This... Oh! it tickles! Oh! What am I gonna do?
I really do wonder what it must be like for the direction of voice acting, where it's like, okay, It's just a scene setup. You're being tickled, so laugh and say, what am I going to do? But say it in, you know, you're laughing the whole time. It won't stop!
Why won't it come off? Oh, no!
She sounded very different. She almost sounded a bit like Yukari there for a second.
Yamagishi, may I bother you for a second?
Oh, what horrible timing.
Oh, it's Mitsuru-senpai. Oh, I have to answer the door. Yes, I'm coming.
Oh, did I disturb you?
No, not at all.
No,
No,
Jesus
not at all.
Christ, imagine if she just, I don't know, maybe she does walk in. That would be an awkward sight. She's just kind of laughing, saying, just like, I'm going, and like, I'm just gonna leave.
It's not that important. Never mind. Just carry on.
It's like, I don't know what you're doing in Fuka, but I guess it's none of my business. I'll just leave it to it.
Oh, senpai. Is this what it means to train your abs? Oh, someone help!
So, how would something like that actually affect your abs anyway? I don't get how stuff like that would even work. How do you train abs? Honestly, that phrase just sounds weird. Train abs? This makes it sound like, yeah, your abs are a separate thing. They're like a separate entity to yourself. So you gotta train it. I mean, I guess it's like, you know, he's like, you gotta train your body. It's like, it just makes it sound like you're saying something that's detached from yourself, but it is yourself. It's just kind of weird wording. Recording ends here. We didn't find out if anyone helped her, though. I had a feeling it was going to be Fuka though, because so far we've seen Kutsuki, and then we saw Junpei, and I'm not sure if we've seen Yukari. But it feels like Fuka felt like he didn't know if anyone would be next. I don't know, I guess it's because of how the way... I mean, Fuka doesn't actually take part in battles, but you know, Mitsuru was on support until after Fuka joined the team, so it felt natural progression. Even though Mitsuru's been here the whole time. It's like, no, Mitsuru comes after Fuka because it's only after Fuka joins that she, you know, joins the team to that. Our next operation will be on October 4th. Let's do our best. Kutsu's son is so chill, it's just kicking back right now. Probably not to overestimate my build. I'm very confident about our next operation. I have no doubt we will be victorious. You're not even talking to my face. It's going to be a full moon soon. And it's near, but don't get nervous. Just a perfect thing. Ambushed. You're back attacked by the Shadow Woman. What data has been collected by the cultural anthropologists about African syndrome. According to them, it takes around 2 weeks for our victims. If this is true, then the current victims will start to recover around 5th of next month. Arf. Well, I guess I'll go to bed then. I'm hour 47 minutes. How much of a recording am I gonna even get out of this part-wise? Because, you know, the first part's going to be over 50 odd minutes because there was a lot of rambling. So I guess once I get to around 2 hours on the recording, which is kind of insane, honestly, that I recorded that long, then I'll probably call it a recording. And I don't think we're even gonna get to the fucking next boss because it's taking this long. So here conversation. I have to wear widow wrap now. It's so heavy, my shoulders hurt. I looked at the pocket and I found I lost possession. My shoulders hurt too. Plus I heard weird voices and I've got a headache. Possession. Well, that's